Now, after watching my version of this month's 4-way wood-turning project, I highly recommend that you check out Sam, Mike and Richard's version. Links to their videos is in the video description. So this month's project is stackable boxes or items, and hopefully you like this video, and let me show you what I've come up with. Now, the inspiration for this kind of design actually came from my younger son. He has a didactic toy similar to this where you have to put the shapes together in order. However, this one has a little bit more function, and I think he's going to steal this one from me. But I really like how this one turned out, and you'll see more how this will work. But the idea is you can place inside earrings or anything like that, or you can serve spices on the table as well, and you can put on this one paper towel if you want. So like I said, multi-purpose. A lot of this can be applied in household, so you don't have to stack these on the base. You can stack individually like so, or separate from the base, and I'll show you in a few seconds how this is achieved. So now what I've done to prepare these blanks here is I quickly turned them on a screw chuck to correct the diameter, which is 10 mil smaller size than the previous disc or the one beneath it. So that's sort of the increment of taper that I went for. And let me show you here a real quick prototype that I've done. So this was turned as a whole, as a unit, then I cut it in half, so you can see how this is going to be nested once it's away from the base here, away from the dowel. So picture a scenario where you want to serve these maybe for spices or anything like that on a table, and I still want to be able to stack this without the base here. So what I've come up with is this center part here, let's call it island, is slightly taller than the rim here, as you can see. And on the next piece up, there will be a recess here, and that can nicely locate the tenon here on the base. So that's the general principle that I will go for. And I don't like this kind of bullnose profile here, so I'll go with something more angular on this piece. Now I'm going to start first with the base, the biggest diameter, and it only has a hole here for the screw chuck, and I will use that hole for the dowel itself. So this will go, like I said, on a screw chuck. It was already on it to turn this diameter. So here I want either a recess or a tenon, and just clean it up nicely, and the rest I will be able to do from the other side. The speed is 1800 RPM, and I'll use refiner to smooth the bottom. So this is the center, and I need roughly 10 mil of recess, so that will end up around here, and I'll have a nice wide base. Okay, so that should be okay. And I'll cut the recess with the scraper. The reason you see a lot of smoke or steam is because it's really cold day. And small skew to get the recess nicely tapered. And now with this area here you can do whichever you like, or whatever you like. I put a little small dome. 180 grit. Open up the blast gate. Shavings, polish it up real quick. So that's the bottom done. Looks really lovely. So grab it chuck. These are step jaws. Refiner. And I want to double check the thickness. So these are set for the correct thickness, and just a little bit I need to take off. So the thickness minus the island here. So the island is above maybe 1.5 mil too, and I eyeball that first. I don't measure that. And just clean this up. Okay, so that's for now, and these are set for the island diameter, or a tenon, and I'll set that diameter with a small spindle gouge. So straight in, and we need to drill a hole here. But now bring down the speed. This is 1/2 inch diameter drill bit, or 12 mil. So that's deep enough, maybe a little bit more for the dowel at a later stage. So now we can scoop this out. Half-inch spindle gouge. Now, as I've said, this will be more of an angular design. So what I want to do is, these are set for the width, and these are set for the thickness, like so. And now I need to connect these 2 points in a straight line. Again, spindle gouge. And I'll refine it with the scraper. A little flat spot. Now with a round nose scraper, I'm just going to finesse this inside a little bit. And go slightly deeper. So nice flowing curve. The sanding is done, and I've polished it up a little bit with the shaving so you can see the bottom, the top or the inside, and the dowel will go here. And this is detail that I've added while I was sanding, so this little reverse cove here, and I'll show you that later how I do it on the other pieces because it's more interesting, let's say, but it serves two purposes. One I'll show you later, and the second one is so you can grab it easier when it's on the table, let's say. Not so much for the base here because there will be dowel here, so you can always grab by that, but for the smaller pieces that go on top here, it's much easier when you have something like a reverse here. So I need back the screw chuck and the next size up from the base, and this is the ash. So this goes on a screw chuck again refiner. This is the middle for the tenon or the island, as I call it, and bring this down. And I need to mark the thickness. It should be really close to this. Only 1 mil difference, which is really good. And the thickness here as well. So again, here I need that taper. So really close to the line. This is ash, if I didn't mention. Now I need to sharpen the scraper. So I have a fresh burr on the refiner. Nice clean stroke. And again set this diameter. Drop down the speed, and I'll drill up to the screw on the inside. So that's that. Bring back the speed. This goes quite fast. Just clean that up a little bit. Back to 1/2 inch spindle gouge. Okay, that's quite close. raise the rest slightly, and I'll use round nose scraper to finesse the inside. Want to double check the thickness here. You can go slightly deeper. Now I feel on the scraper that from the point here to the left it's working great, but here on the right it's not. So what I'll do is go to a grinder and put the fresh burr on. So fresh burr, and we'll see now. Yeah, that's much better. So now I can sand this area, and you probably want to see the surface before I do that. So that's really nice and clean. So I'll sand the inside, and I'll show you the contraption that I have to grab on the inside to put the taper here and actually fit it to the base. Step jaws. And you can see the inside. Now the sensible thing to do is to finish the inside on all of the pieces, but I want to fit how this is going to look once these go stacking on top of each other. So let me show you how I'm going to hold this to finish the bottom and also to put a taper here. Now, this is a beach disc with a dowel here, and what I need to do is grab it with the chuck, and I have a number 1 here, and I need to find number 1 jaw, which is here. So just match those up with the teeth marks, and it should be running the same. So now this should have enough of the friction just to hold it, and I can drill the hole here, finish it off, and also finish up the bottom. These are all light cuts, so there's not much pressure here. And also this little indentation here, recess, because this is slightly higher, if you remember. So if I place a ruler across here, you can see it's higher than the rim. So maybe I should have put a little bit more, we'll see. Yes, so it's not bottoming out the rim, not touching the backing plate here, so I need to deepen this a little bit. It's quickly done with a square end scraper. And with the skew, I'm just going to clean up this corner. Okay, and it's running nice and true, so that's all I'm after. Bring back the drill bit, slow down. A little bit more. Now if you want, you can bring the cone from the tailstock. It should be okay. And again, refiner. So first I'm just going to true up this area here, because I will bring the tailstock. So that's pretty good. Bring the tailstock. It will improve the holding. And now I can work on the bottom real nice. I want to make sure that it's slightly hollow, maybe a little bit more. Like so. And now this is the second reason I put this cove here, or a taper, or detail, let's call it. So I want this one to nest on this little ridge here, so it has to be precise. So I need to take the measurement of the base here up to this point here. So this is that measurement. And now connect the dots from this scribe line up to this corner here, and this is a little sharp corner. Remove that. Okay, I'll stop here, and I can use a refiner. Because it has a nice soft curve, and it should match this curve as I'm using as a shear scraper. Real nice. And I want a sharp corner here, but I'll soften it a little bit with sanding. Okay, a little bit more. Now I can remove the tailstock, and I need to make a recess on the middle and mark it with the calipers. Bring up the speed a little bit, and square end scraper. As I bring the base here and it clicks nicely in, you can see how this works, and this detail here, why I measure this and why I fit this to the bottom ring or box, is so I get a nice here detail and it's not a hole like so. Hope that makes sense. And also it locks nicely, and again this works as a sort of a handle to pull it out. What I think I'll do is I have a spear point scraper here. Just put 2 V-grooves. It sort of looks like a small bead. So now this can be sanded and move to the next piece up. We'll see how the ash will fit on the walnut here. With a nice click, and now we need to build it up. Bring back the screw chuck, and now we have a pair box. Same procedure. Bring this down. Measure the thickness, and that should be okay. The rim. And hollowing again. And the round nose scraper. Mark the height. Spear point scraper. No particular reason. So again, polish it up. That's looking really good. And put it on the gem chuck. So this is all waste wood. It's much easier to reduce this kind of thickness on the lathe instead of on the bandsaw. Refiner. And again, what I'll do is measure diameter across up to this ridge here. And again with the refiner, smooth it out. So that's looking quite good. Mark the tenon or the recess. Again, square end scraper. So this can be a loose fit. It's better that way. can see how good this holds. Now in the screw chuck, what I have here is a walnut top, or that will act as a lid for these boxes. And off camera I've turned this one from a maple as well real quick. So this is the top. The 12mm hole is already drilled. So not sure yet what I'm going to do for the lid here. Yeah, not quite sure, but I want to do something decorative here. It doesn't have to be crazy, but so having done the bead here, what I think I'll do is just taper it from this corner down to the bottom of the bead. Like so. Again with the spindle gouge. Removing the bulk. And back with the refiner. So that's for this side. Maybe I should add something here as well, or not, just to keep it simple. So I'll leave it as it is, sand the top. Having done the sanding on the outside, now it's time to flip it over. So that's looking really nice. So I need to clean up the center first. Drill a hole. So this is the diameter of the maple which is beneath this lid. Again, rough it out with the spindle gouge. And I'll use again refiner. To finesse this. Again, round nose scraper. And this one is done. Also, I forgot to sand this sharp edge. So now all it's left is to turn the dowel, and this is a lovely chunk of tiger maple. This is the measurement I need. And the rough length will be from this point around 4 inches, 100 mil, somewhere around here. Now this area here that I already start needs to be slightly thicker, because this will be the portion that will be glued into the base. So now connecting the dots. Okay, so sanding. So now I can assemble the dowel with the base, and I'll use a little bit of white glue, but also I'll add CA glue just to speed things up a little bit. Doesn't need much. CA glue will hold it much like a clamp. Yeah, that's it. So now I can apply the oil to the pieces, and I'll do that real quick, and I'll show you the final result once the oil is on everything. I'm really happy how this one turned out. Really nice modular stackable boxes or trays, or whichever you want to call these. And I really like how once the oil gets on, how all of these colors pop up from different kind of species. Now this angular sort of design isn't maybe for everybody. I like it because it serves a purpose of easily lifting it over. Now, you can use this for earrings or any kind of small stuff like that. I think it really would be a great purpose for spices, let's say, to serve on a big table. So you can place the base, let's say, on the center, then spread around different kind of trays like this. So walnut, maple, pear, ash, and then walnut as a base here. And you can put a paper towel here if you want as well. So multi-purpose, I would say. So, and if you don't want to stack, let's say, onto this one, if you're using this for a paper towel, then you can grab these separately, and again these stack up nicely together, and you can see it's nice and stable. They lock into each other nicely. So Now, hopefully you like my version of this month's 4-way project, and please don't forget to watch Sam, Richard and Mike's version as well. Links are in the video description. So if you like this kind of video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't. All that helps out supporting the channel and videos that we do. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.